presents 5 at 10.
Hello and welcome to the 5 at 10. It's 5 minutes of music at 10 a.m. on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Well, usually that's what it is. This week is going to be a little bit different. We have a long video for you today, and so it's going to be the only video that we're going to release this week. It's about 15 minutes long, but it is a really cool project. You are going to learn how to make your very own percussion instrument. So I'm going to hand it over to Michelle and Reese, who put together this video for you. Have a great time.
Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to learn about the guiro. What's a guiro? Well, it's a Latin American percussion instrument that makes this really cool ratcheting sound. This sounds like a cricket or maybe frogs croaking in the woods, and it's really popular with Latin musicians, with Latin bands, and also has been used by classical composers like Villalobos in their orchestral compositions. So this is a really fun musical instrument that you can even make in your very own home, and today we'll show you how.
Okay, so before we head over to the makerspace to make our very own guiro, I'm here with Reese, who's going to show you the differences between some guiros that we have right here at the Prindle house.
Okay, so this guiro is the fish guiro, and as you can see it looks like a fish. And guiros are hollow on the inside, and that allows for it to make an echoey, louder sound. And so I'll play this one for you. And so that's what the fish guiro sounds like. We also have two frog guiros, and I'll play you the smaller one. And the frog guiros are also hollow on the inside. And here's the bigger one. Did you notice a difference between how the two of them sounded? If you said that this one was higher pitched and this one was lower pitched, great job. I'll play them again so that you can hear if you didn't. And now we have a homemade one that we made here, and we even used a pencil to make the sound. As you may have noticed, this one was the lowest pitched sound, and that is because it has the most space inside of it for the sound to echo in.
Thanks, Reese. So let's head on over to the makerspace and we'll show you how to make your very own guiro.
Welcome to the musical makerspace.
So as we said before, we are going to show you how to make your own guiro today. First, you'll want to gather all of the materials you'll need for this really fun project. So you'll notice that we have paper cups. We're going to show you two versions of this project. One is more complicated and one is easier. So if you want the easier version, you can just use a plastic water bottle, like a Poland Spring water bottle that has this bumpy plastic to make a sound on. And you could simply decorate, you can see we have one drying right now, a plastic water bottle. Or if you want to make the more complicated version that makes a little bit more authentic of a guiro sound, you need a stack of paper cups. You need some sharp scissors. You'll want to have a glue gun, a hot glue gun. And be sure to have your parents help you both with the cutting and with the hot glue gun. And you need several replacement glue gun sticks for this. It does use a lot of glue to make this project. Then we have our decorating materials. We have acrylic paints of different types. I like to put my acrylic paints into egg cartons so that we only use as much as we need and we don't waste excess paint. Then we have different kinds of paint brushes. And we have decorative materials that we can glue on at the end, like pom-poms, sequins, pipe cleaners, etc. And then we have a cup of water for washing and rinsing our paintbrush, and a cloth for just wiping off the brush in between. So get your workspace ready and then come on back to see how it's done.
We are back with Reese, who's ready to show you how this is done. So Reese, what are you going to do?
Okay, so I am going to cut out the top about 1/2 inch of the cup to start on my guiro. So before you start cutting, make sure that you put 2 cups aside for the end and keep them together the whole time. Don't cut these 2 cups because, as you will see on our completed one, we have 2 full cups on each end. So how I'm gonna cut them is I'm using sharper scissors so that it gets through the cup, because cups tend to be thicker than paper. So I'm just gonna cut from the bottom and make a little hole in the bottom and then start cutting up like this. And once I get to about 1/2 inch close to the top, then I'm gonna start cutting in a circle around, as you can see I have done with this one. And that can be a bit tricky because the cup stays together so well. So if you have trouble doing that, you can just cut the bottom open, and that will make it easier. And now it is much easier for me to cut my ring that's being cut from around the top. And so now you can see that I've cut out my ring, and I'm going to start putting the rings together as I cut them out, and that will make the guiro. And so I'll cut out a couple more. Cool. This project results in a lot of paper scraps, but don't worry, you can use the paper scraps and decorate them to make sculptures like we have. And you can also decorate them with pipe cleaners or pom-poms and glue them on, and that will look very nice. So I will be back in a couple minutes because this takes a little while to cut all of these cups, and I will be back. Now I have finished cutting all of my rings, and as you can see, I have started separating them and gluing them. So you'll definitely want the help of a grown-up for this. With my hot glue gun, I will glue. Oop, I need a new glue stick. You're going to want a lot of glue sticks because it can use up one glue stick in a pretty short amount of time. So now I'm just going to do a 1/2 ring of glue on each side here. And then quickly, before the glue dries, you want to put this one on and hold it down there. Press it down. Ooh. Press it down. And then I will do it with the next. And so this could take a while also, so I will be back soon after I finish gluing all of the rings together. rings for this project. So remember those 2 cups we set aside earlier? I am going to glue one to each end like this. So for the first one, it's going to be just like gluing on the rings. I'm just going to put glue on the sides of each thing and then just push that cup onto the end. But for the final cup that's going to go on this end, it's going to be a little more tricky. You're going to have to put the glue right onto the rim. And that can get a little bit tricky sometimes, keeping it right on the rim. And you're going to want to hold down on the cup when you're pressing it on, like this. You're just going to want to hold down for a while until all of that glue dries up.
So Reese did a great job assembling this guiro, and you can pull off little pieces of glue that are left over if you want to. It doesn't really make a difference. The next part you definitely want a grown-up to help you with. I have really sharp scissors here. These are embroidery scissors. You may have a knife at home or something, but you're going to want to make 2 holes in the guiro where the fingers are going to go in. And so I just used a sharp embroidery scissors to make a hole, an initial hole, and then kind of measure where my fingers would go and put a second hole, kind of twisted it to open it up, and then used my larger scissors to cut that hole out. We won't show you that part. We'll come back when that's all done, but that's how you do it, and definitely have your grown-up help you out.
So now, as you can see, my mom has cut the holes in it. So now comes the fun part, the decorating! So there you have it. I hope you have a lot of fun playing percussion on your homemade guiro.
Thanks so much for joining us. We hope you liked the video. If you had a good time, come see us again. We're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Or just click the subscribe link below and YouTube will let you know anytime we release a new video. See you again soon. Bye.